Hello traders, welcome to the Friday trade recap and forecast. So, markets have been active this week. I haven't been in any sort of trades. There have been some opportunities, which we will take a look at a bit later. But yeah, the market conditions have clearly changed. So from a range bound condition, they have been more trending, which is always good for us trend traders. And in the next week, I do expect that we will get some nice moves again. So let's be patient and let's keep following the plan. For now, I'm gonna take a look at these setups and then discuss the entries. So here, I was potentially looking for an entry because we know on the Euro pairs we can get an ascending channel and then an impulse in the same direction. But I wanted to see a bigger, better break. So I wanted to see a bigger, better break here, and this candle broke the high and the low with the same candle, which is a warning sign. So did not enter there, and then we broke the low, retraced, broke the high, retraced, pushed up, and then pulled back with the same sort of momentum. So we are kind of getting this V reversal. What I'm expecting here is a range push down, and then I would look to sell, or if it reverses up, I will look for a large impulse up and then I will look to buy. To be honest, on Monday and Tuesday, I'm just expecting a range in this general area. EJ. So EJ is moving down right now. There was a flag here that formed, but we had huge double wicks. So huge wick here, huge wick here. Momentum shift, and the stop loss looked extremely small. So this was not even on my radar. And then we broke the low, retrace, broke the high, continued a bit, but then we got this sort of a V reversal and a range, after which I expected the price to go up. That didn't happen, price started going down. So right now I'm seeing if this may continue trending to the downside so that we can get a nice move down and then either a flag or a break and day retest to go down, or next week potentially that we get a V reversal, a range, push up, and then a flag or a break and day retest somewhere up there. So that's it for EJ. Aussie US dollar, this one potential setup right here. Why? Well, because usually after we get a large impulse and then we sort of ascend or move up and then break the high, retrace, break the high, retrace, and reverse, usually price tends to give us a nice entry down, and then we can look to sell on a nice downtrend. But this break was definitely not enough, so I was not interested because of the size of this candle. I wanted to see a bigger break, a much bigger break, or I wanted to see much more of an ascending structure into this upper liquidity area. So right now I'm seeing if this may give us that downtrend. If it does, I will look to sell because I'm expecting the price to move down. So next week probably, I don't think I will get any entries for today, and I'm trading until 5 p.m. London time. We will see what will happen, but yeah, I just don't see any trades happening soon. Or this can of course reverse up, then show us sort of a V range, push up, and then I will look to buy. So very simple, and we can move on to the next one. Next we have the Aussie Japanese yen. So for this pair, I believe there was an opportunity. Well, I did have some orders on at least, and those were here. I didn't have an order on, so this was the first opportunity to sell. For me, we got a large wick, and the pullback to my entry point, which would be at the bottom of this inside bar, would be engulfing. So it would eat up this whole candle and a part of this candle, meaning it would show an engulfing pullback and a momentum shift. When I see a large wick plus an engulfing pullback or a momentum shift, that is no trade for me. Those are two warning signs, so I did not enter on that opportunity. And then I actually had an order on here. Or not, I didn't have an order on, but I was looking for a setup here because I saw a push up, pullback, continue, pullback, we continue. And at this point, I definitely was interested. After this candle printed with a clean close, I saw a really nice uptrend. And I also liked the huge wick to the downside, meaning price is more likely to go up. But unfortunately, we did not get an entry. Instead, we got a wick, retrace, breaks the high, retraces, and now we're getting a downtrend in the opposite direction. So at this point, I'm looking to sell this pair, potentially on a break and day retest or on a flag formation like this. We will see if something will happen in the next 4 to 5 hours, I think, that are left, or actually 3 to 4 hours. But yeah, I just don't see anything happening that soon. The only potential thing is a one candle pullback, and then that the next candle prints red like this, and then for a break and day retest entry. So yeah, that's the only thing I can forecast for today. But I am seeing this sort of an ascending structure, so like it was ascending at the top right here, broke the high retrace, so I'm expecting the price to move down. Again, that's not the rule. We can always get a V, a range, and then a push up, flag, or a break and day retest, so that's always on the table. And let's move on to the pound. For the pound, I did not get in on any trades. There was an entry here, but for me it didn't fit my plan. Why? Well, because so also maybe some people got in on this prior candle for a break and day retest. Again, what potentially people were seeing is a large push down, pullback, and then we continue. But for this setup, the wick was too big, and the break was, yeah, the break was okay, but the wick was too big. I didn't like the wick. And then for the next candle, the break was good, so we got a clean close, no wick, but the entry would have to engulf 2 candles. So for me, that didn't fit my plan. Also, there was kind of a breakup of structure here. If you just take a look at this candle, huge wick up, huge wick down, that's usually a news candle, and usually those types of candles signal to us a larger range. So I was not happy with that candle, and it kind of showed me a bit of a warning sign. So that combined with the engulfing pullback, which would also show a momentum shift, because my entry would be on this bottom of the inside bar. I did not want to get in on this trade, and I did stay out of the whole setup. It would have been a loss, so good that I followed my plan. That's the exact reason why I didn't go in. I mean, look at this candle. It clearly shifted to the upside, even closed with a clean close, and look at what happened next. Price continued going to the upside. So that's usually what happens when you get a big momentum shift in the opposite direction. And then no entries here. I mean, we just kind of ascended. No real strong move up, then we pushed up, but again, not really some strong momentum, then double wicks, and then momentum shift to a downside. This may be a V reversal. We may get a range here, push down, look to sell, but I'm just expecting a range here. To be honest, I'm expecting something like this. And yeah, if it does move to the upside, if we get a large push up, I will of course look to buy, or if it moves down, I will of course look to sell. But at this current point, the dollar pairs are not giving me much potential. The Japanese pairs though are moving, so we will see how the Japanese pairs will develop. So they have a bit more potential than the dollar pairs. Okay, moving on to the last one, which is the New Zealand Japanese yen. For this one, I was closely watching this pair for the whole last night, so I was waking up every single hour, or maybe every other hour, because I really wanted to get in on a trade, because it showed me some really good potential, which I will explain to you right now. So let's first go back to here. What I was seeing a really high probability price action, so descending structure. Unfortunately, in the end, I did not get any setups. I did not get tagged in. That's what happens, but kind of the whole night was wasted. But again, that's trading. We never know when the setups will come, and we may just keep placing the pending orders and not get tagged in. So yeah, descending structure, then huge wick down, signaling to me price will most likely trend to the upside. And then we got this really nice move, really nice push up. One candle pullback, we continue with some really strong momentum. So this whole uptrend is really good, really strong, no momentum shift, and I did have a pending order, of course, after spread hours at this level. After spread hours, and I did not get tagged in, unfortunately. Price continued to the upside without me. Then I had an order on again. So price then broke the high. This break was not enough, not big enough, but the next one fit my plan. And I again placed the pending order at the most recent high, or in this case, the inside bar. And I again did not get tagged in. Then the next candle printed, and at this point, to me, it would kind of eat up 2.5 candles if it would have tagged me in. So it would eat up 2 candles and even part of the third one. So that was kind of a engulfing pullback, a bit of momentum shift for me. So I removed the order. But I was willing to get in on a flag, but then we printed the wick, and at that point I was being more patient. So then we broke the high again, printed a huge wick, retraced. Now we're getting some nice momentum to the downside. I really like this momentum. It's really strong. So if we get this sort of a setup, I will definitely be in. Or if we get a nice quick flag, I'm in also. Next week, if this continues, I'm looking to sell 100%. If it reverses, I'm looking to buy. So V, range, push up, and then possibly a flag or a break and a retest entry. So yeah, this looks good. The Japanese pairs are looking good. This is kind of an ascending structure, so I am expecting a trend to form to a downside. If it forms any sort of a trade that happens to sell here, is high probability. We will see what will happen. Make sure you guys are following your plan. I will now go catch up on some sleep, and I will see you guys in the next week in the next trade recap and forecast. That's it for the video. See you guys in the next one.